in the Quran. That seems like a failure.
That's responding. You've completely miscategorized what he said. You've strawmanned actually what he said, which is very surprising considering your level of qualification and education. I'm actually surprised that he didn't say we don't believe in rights or suffering. He said we don't believe in that you can't prove it objectively. Underline the word objectively. As an atheist, there is no mechanism through which you can prove deontological ethics or consequentialist ethics on an objective framework, which is why John Stuart Mill tried to prove the desirability principle in his book on utilitarianism. What I'm saying is that this is the first thing you're going to have to choose. The second thing is, we talk about race and you talk about slavery. Let me tell you something the Prophet Muhammad said. Okay, the Prophet said there's no virtue over a black man over a white man or an Arab over a non-Arab. How comes it took you, I don't know how many years as the white dominance to figure that out? Only 30 years ago you stopped apartheid. So why should we listen to you? In a sense, okay, you're playing the moral superiority card. With all due respect, it took you 1,300 years after the fact to realize that something the Prophet said, Prophet Muhammad, who you're attacking the religion of right now, 1,300 years before, you now agree with him. So how do we know you're not going to differ on these issues? Number two, on the issue of slavery, okay, because when was the apartheid end? 1994, 30 years ago, and they're telling us about this and that. I mean, I don't see how this is working here. Number two, you said this, the emanation and the knowledge production of these ideologies that you're talking about is undoubtedly white and European. You cannot take that away from the reality. I don't think John Stuart Mill or Jeremy Bentham or Immanuel Kant was Nigerian. I didn't see. You're talking about secular ethics. It's not the secular ethics of the black man, is it? It's the secular ethics of the white man. And you've already assumed it to be true, just like many of probably the people before in this country, white men, assumed that apartheid was true. Then they had to, the suffering, by the way, that Mandela and others had to undergo, the suffering, which is good suffering, by the way, because not all suffering is bad. You said suffering is bad. What about the suffering that Mandela and the others, the anti-apartheid activists, had to go through? Was that good suffering or bad suffering? It was good suffering, because then people realized that it's equality and race and things like that. So this is what you're doing here, is you're being morally sanctimonious. You're clearly trying to come with a hierarchy, as you explain to me. No, you explain to me why your morality is true in the first place. I believe, yes, homosexuality is prohibited in Islam. It's wrong. Yes, I believe you're going to go to the hellfire if you don't believe in Allah. Yes, I believe that there's heaven. Yes, I believe in the day of judgment. These are things I believe in. Tell me why that's wrong. Tell me why that makes Islam to be true. What creedal disproving implications does that have? As a philosopher, where is your objective morality? Where is your objective reasoning? Where are the arguments? Where is the empiricism? Where is the calculations? Where is the proof? Where is the evidence? That's why I'm asking. Don't assume, because the dominance remains in the Western Hemisphere, and there's hegemony on the side of the Western Hemisphere, that whatever ideology they decide to put down, we're going to assume is going to be true, that you're going to come here and tell us our requirements our moral requirements. That's your moral requirements. You have a religion, I have a different religion. Prove to me that your religion is true. That's what I'm saying. Why is consequentialism true? Why is deontological ethics true? Why don't you come and start with that?
So before Mark response, I just want to make a meta comment about the style of communication that's going on, which makes me very uncomfortable.
Okay.
I'm very uncomfortable with how this has very quickly degenerated into a shouting match. I understood, and I was led to believe by the organisers of this event, that we were going to be here to discuss, in a mature and reflective way, various worldviews. I'm very disheartened by the turn that this has already taken. So I want that noted for everybody to see, because I am not as philosophers, as intellectuals. And for the last 5 minutes, Mark, who is an absolute gentleman, has been shouted at.
Now, this is not relevant, to be honest with you. Right, we're talking about God and morality. You've spoken about 10 minutes about why Islam is false. Can you get to the point, please?
And again, the point is I'm making a meta comment.
Yeah, but it's not really. It's not.
Okay, sorry, I'm going to have to step in. So let me just reset. Let's reset things. Okay.
So I want to reset things, and I want to talk about something that
Can I say one thing?
That came up.
I will let you. I promise I'll let you. So we did say that this is a discussion, and we all came here wanting to discuss things, and understand that things are heated. I should say that I enjoyed all four presentations. I was impressed with the level of philosophy in all four presentations, right? And I'd like us, as best as we can, even though these things are heated for all of us, to try to do what we did in the discussions. Try to argue the point, even if we do not like many
I don't
things
want anyone
about
to
it.
tell me how to speak, with all due respect. I'm free in this country, I can speak with an assertive voice. I don't need people telling me how to speak. I've not been told that I cannot speak in an assertive voice. A discussion doesn't exclude that. With all due respect, I don't want to be told off. This is a 25-minute segment. And we're
I'm not
talking-
telling you off.
Yeah, no, he was for 2 minutes. That is a runaway tactic. He knows that he's got nothing to say about this issue. What's my argument? We came here talking about Prophet Muhammad and Salman Rushdie and homosexuality and attacking Islam. I'm telling you, respond to my arguments. Instead of trying to tell me off like a little boy, trust me, I'm not a little boy. In every single man, I'm a bigger man than Why is it that your one is objectively true? Don't answer the question,
You have
please.
to write it down, sir. So sorry, sir. We haven't settled this yet. So the issue is not being told what to say or how to say it, right? The issue is that there's a
There's a structural apartheid the way you're being dealt with right now. That's what I'm telling you.